So if you actually go to Medicaid, in order to be qualified, you just cannot have anything.
Medicaid, which is very complicated, again, it looks at two things primarily, is assets and income.
Okay.
And when you spend down your assets to certain levels, then you qualify for Medicaid, and income comes into issue. They have what they call look-back periods, where if you transferred an asset within that look-back period, which is 5 years now, then they would take that asset, if you did transfer that at less than fair market value. Let's say you had a $500,000 asset, and you gave it to your son $1 just to get it out of your estate, and you thought that's all you needed to do, and it was 2 years prior to applying for Medicaid. What would happen is they would see that asset, realize you transferred it for less than fair market value. They would take the average cost of a nursing home in that area. Let's use an annual figure because it's easier to look at. Let's assume $50,000 a year. Divide that into that asset of $500,000, and now all of a sudden you are disqualified from Medicaid for 10 years. So you can't do that.
You can't do that.
No, and not only that, houses under the new law, if someone wants to go on Medicaid, if you have your equity in your house is over $500,000, and in some states it could go to $750,000, but it's $500,000, then you don't qualify for Medicaid.
Okay.
That's a new rule as well.
Don't cheat the system.
No, and another thing they have to realize, and one other thing where you have to worry about is when you die. If you're a community spouse and you're living in a home and your loved one passes away and then you pass away, right, then the house is attached to the state via lien. So what happens is, okay, Medicaid says we paid out $250,000 in care for your spouse. Well, nothing wrong with that, did that, but we want our money back. So they take it from the estate. I mean, recover. It's called a mandatory recovery law.
Okay, so they'd have to sell the house or something.
The state will. The state has to sell whatever. Wherever the assets come, they want their assets back.
Yes.
As much as they can get. It's called mandatory recovery law.
One more time. Don't try to cheat the system, right?
No. You will lose.
That's not good.
You will lose.
Yes, you will lose.